Hey friends, Pastor Dan Curlin here with your daily devotion on this Friday. Today we're continuing our journey through Daniel with Daniel 11, 2 through 6. We're going to be taking really small pieces of this next section of scripture at a time because there's so much happening, so much detailed information. I don't want to overload anybody with the details, but feel free to go back, rewind the video because there's going to be a lot coming out at you. So please pause the video, read the scripture. I'm not going to be really sharing what's said in the scripture. I'm going to be sharing with you the fulfillment of these prophecies that we have seen throughout history. So chapter 11 of Daniel really talks about a lot of kings and kingdoms that will come to power, will fight with each other, and how these things will happen. So here's how it played out. The three Persian kings that we're told will rise in verse 2 are Cambyses, 530 to 522 BC, Pseudo-Smyrdes, and this one's interesting. It's pseudo because the real Smyrdes was killed by his brother Cambyses, and a fake Smyrdes took over the throne. But the fake Smyrdes' real name really was Smyrdes. So we could really go into history with that one, but I'll let you look somewhere else for that. But that's why it's pseudo-Smyrdes. And finally, the third king is Darius the Great, 522 to 486 BC. The fourth richer king that was talked about is Xerxes, 486 to 465 BC. Xerxes is also known as Ahasuerus in the book of Esther. Verse 3 tells us about a mighty king who today we identify as Alexander the Great, 336 to 323 BC. And we're again told that Alexander's kingdom will be divided into pieces. We know that it is divided among his four generals, as we talked about previously. Verse 5 speaks of a king of the south who would be strong. This is King Ptolemy, 212 to 285 BC. Ptolemy succeeded Alexander the Great, and he ruled over Egypt. The commander who would become stronger than him was Seleucus I Nicator, who we talked about before, and who founded the Seleucid Empire. The alliance spoken of in verse 6 was between a later set of kings of Egypt and the Seleucids. One of them was the southern king of Egypt, Ptolemy II. The other was the northern king of the Seleucids, Antiochus II, 261 to 246 BC. The daughter of Ptolemy II was named Princess Bernice. She was given over to Antiochus II in marriage, as was a custom of the peace treaties of the day. Now, Antiochus II divorced his wife, Laodice, in order to marry Bernice. So Laodice would murder Antiochus, Bernice, and their child that they had together. So Laodice, her son, Seleucus II, would then assume the northern throne. I told you there was a lot of information today, and that's going to continue over the next couple of devotions that we'll get into next week. I almost made it through without butchering any of the names. It's really hard when there's that many together. So I hope you forgive me. I hope you will join me on Sunday right here on YouTube at 8 a.m. as we have our worship service, the premiere of our worship service at 8 a.m. on Sunday, but you can watch it anytime after that here on YouTube. And then come back here and join me Monday as we continue our journey through the book of Daniel. Until then, my friends, as always, you know I'm going to say it. Do no harm, do good, stay in love with God.